Hey everybody, it's Norm from Tested, back here at Comic-Con 2017. I always save this video for a little bit later because it's September now, and later this month, Brandon Alinger of Prop Store, you guys are doing a major live auction, one of your big annual auctions of how many props this time?
600. We got 600 lots coming up for sale in London.
Including costumes, hand props, miniatures, and helmets. So Steven last time was telling me about this. This is a Starlord helmet, obviously, but it's verified by you guys as a hero helmet.
Yeah, this is an amazing piece. So this is actually one that Marvel gave away in a sweepstakes when Guardians was released. And I don't know exactly what the entry mechanism was, but it was something like when you bought a ticket to see the movie, you got entered to the contest, whatever the odds were, 1 in 50,000 or 5 million or whatever it was. Someone out there, some lucky person, won Star-Lord's helmet, and it made its way to us, and it's going to be in this live auction. So we're very excited to have it. It's the only one that's out there that I'm aware of, and you know, it is a hero. It is marked as a hero inside. It's actually marked hero number 3, and it's got the lights in the eyes. If you connect it to a remote power source, it lights up. And I mean, what a beautiful, recognizable piece of work, you know?
Because you guys typically have to do a ton of research, matching screenshots, promo photos. They make dozens of these helmets, hero, stunt helmets, but the fact that it has electronics, and 2, it's clearly labeled in there, hero number 3, made your job a little easy.
It did, yeah. And the fact that it came with the Marvel paperwork, you know, and you can trace it right to the source. I mean, we have to do a lot of research at Prop Store. It's a lot of what our job is all about, but the provenance, meaning the chain of ownership, is always key. So,
the weathering here, it's just like, this is what you saw in film when they made all those hero helmets. They had to weather them all exactly the same, to have them match up. The lenses, I know the prop community who've been rebuilding these helmets have never gotten up close. Look at this, the grill and the lenses. This is a dream.
Building replicas of it.
Oh yeah, there are lots of Starlord cosplayers.
Great helmet, yeah, doesn't surprise me.
It's a beautiful, beautiful design, and it's now up for auction later this month. So what else do you have in this live auctions coming up? I mean, Back to the Future, Marty McFly's shoes.
Yep.
That's
excited to have those.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's, you know, they had a few different styles of these, the self-lacing shoes, right? So in the movie, I think they had effects versions where they could actually stretch the laces and strap them down. This is, I would call it a walk-around pair. So it has lights in it. There's some EL sheet behind the Nike logo there. There's some LEDs back at the back of the heel here. But there's nothing that requires it to be attached to the floor or anything like that. So Michael J. Fox could put those on, walk around. They've held up reasonably well. We did have some restoration done on the soles here, where you see the gray and blue speckled paint. It's like a lightweight urethane, sort of a cast foam, and some of that had broken down a little bit over the years. So we did have some touch-up work done on these before they came to the auction. And one of the great things was, as part of that, we restored the lights. And when they took out the EL sheets that were behind the Nike logo, it had a date on it, which was November '88. And when you look up Back to the Future 2, they started filming in like February '89. So just, you know, they were putting these together right before they started filming. We love finding those little, you know, secrets, those little nuggets of information. I know we have a Saving Private Ryan costume in this auction that has sand in the pockets. And it's that type of stuff that you sort of find as you're going through things that gives you that extra level of authenticity that you just love to see.
And as fans of the film, it's almost like archaeology, film archaeology, a little bit of touchstone, things that you're never going to find in even a making-of book or making-of documentary.
Yeah, that's right. I think that's sort of what collecting this stuff is all about. It's getting closer to something that you love, and it's getting to see a side of it that you've never seen. So when you watch Guardians of the Galaxy, you're not going to see the inside of that helmet. But if you own it, if it's in your collection, you're going to get to, you know, see behind the magician's curtain.
You probably get to put it on and wear it and be Star-Lord in the comfort of your own home.
If you win the auction, you can do what you want with it. Yeah.
You know, speaking of archaeologists, you have some stuff from Indiana Jones as well. That's a puppet, and you also have, what's this, a miniature fedora and also a bullwhip?
So maybe Indy's smallest hat there. Yeah, the model miniature puppet fedora, probably from something like the minecart chase in Temple of Doom, right, where they had all the little puppets in the minecars. The voodoo doll, we know they had a number of those. I think they had a handful, but this is an original. That's a very cool piece. That, I think, traces back to one of the prop masters years ago on that film, had extra pieces that they sold off to a longtime prop dealer, and it's made its way to us. The Indiana Jones bullwhip is something that came from a stuntman who was able to retain it after, I think he worked on both Temple of Doom and Last Crusade. So, you know, again, with the bullwhips, they would have had a number of them for the film, but this is an original, and how cool is that?
Very cool. How does something like a single miniature fedora come into the auction, come into a collection? How do you even verify something like that?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think that one traces right back to an ILM model maker, and I can only tell you, if you're working on the film and you see a little Fedora around that's going to go in the trash or not being used, what a great little souvenir, right? So I think it's a very logical thing to save, and I think especially in that era, the 70s, the 80s, people were saving a lot of mementos from the movies, because so many things were thrown away. There were things being archived, but at the same time, there was a lot of material that was being destroyed. We've heard so many great stories over the years of people literally pulling things out of trash cans or dumpsters, skips in the UK, that were going to be trashed because they just weren't needed anymore.
Do you have any personal favorite items from this auction, things that you've never seen before that you're happy that got brought to you?
I love this pulse rifle. I think this pulse rifle is fantastic. It's lightweight. It's just a solid cast resin stunt. But what's really great about it is that it's the original Aliens color configuration, and most of the hero pulse rifles that are around were rebuilt for Alien 3. So even though they have metal components, they have real firearm components, they sort of feel more solid to hold. The paintwork on them has been redone for Alien 3 where they painted them black, so it doesn't look quite like Aliens, quite like you want it to look, whereas this one's still in the original Aliens color configuration, very cool. And when you watch that film, these are totally recognizable. You can pick them out on screen, these lightweight resin ones. It's a slightly different shape, and the way the barrel overhangs the front of it there, you can go, oh, there's one. So it's, just totally an authentic prop from Aliens, and what a great movie,
And before these props and these costumes leave your warehouse after the auction, you guys document them, photograph them for things like a catalog. I mean, do you find joy in that, in the documentation?
Fun. Putting the catalog together is a huge amount of fun, actually, because, we get to be creative with it, and you get to think about what's the best way to present these things, how do we want to photograph this? What side of it do we want to show? I mean, we endeavor to show all sides. When you get on our online catalog, you'll be able to see a full photo gallery of everything, but the layout we really enjoy. We have a lot of fun just reviewing draft after draft and sort of tweaking this and that until it's time to go to print. And then it's a lot of fun to wait for it to come in. And when those boxes hit and you open the package for the first time, it's like, hey, pretty cool.
I'm not quite a prop collector myself just yet, but I do collect your catalogs.
Awesome.
And can we get some catalogs for our fans out there?
Yeah, I think we can manage that. How many do you need?
Let's say 10 catalogs.
10, done.
Awesome. So post a comment in the description below. We'll pick 10 random people. We'll get in touch and get you guys some catalogs for the auction coming later this month.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Brandon.
Hey, thanks, Norm. Good to see you.
Good to see you.